David Beckham was born on May 2, 1975, in Leytonstone, a lively area in East London, England. He grew up in a loving family. His father, Ted Beckham, was a successful hairdresser, and his mother, Sandra, worked as a teacher. They encouraged David and his sister, Joanne, to enjoy sports and be active. From a young age, David showed a strong passion for football. He watched every game on television and admired famous players. His family's support helped him dream big. Yet, life was not always easy. Being from a modest background, David often faced challenges and learned important lessons. Growing up in East London during the 1980s was exciting but sometimes tough. The city was colorful and full of energy, but it also had its struggles. David felt the world changing around him. Many people were facing difficulties, and some jobs were hard to find. However, David found joy and hope in football. He played in the streets and parks with friends. His love for the game grew every day. With each kick of the ball, his dreams became bigger. He thought of playing for professional teams one day. As he played more, David learned to believe in himself. He faced several obstacles along his way. At school, he sometimes struggled with self-doubt. He wanted to be the best, but other kids were often taller and faster. There were times when he felt left out. Yet, these moments were essential. They taught David about resilience. He began to understand that failure is a part of success. When he missed a shot in a game, instead of giving up, he practiced more. He learned to turn his pain into strength. When David was a teenager, he joined a local football club. This was a turning point in his life. At the club, he was surrounded by both talent and competition. It helped him grow as a player, but it was not easy. Sometimes, the coaches were harsh, and David felt frustrated. There were days he felt like quitting, but during those low moments, he discovered something important about himself. He discovered his ability to bounce back. Each time he faced a challenge, he pushed harder. His dream of becoming a professional player kept him going. Football was not just a game to David. It was his way of dealing with life's challenges. He started to see the importance of controlling his emotions. When everything felt tough, playing football helped him release those feelings. David learned that it was okay to feel sad or angry. What mattered was how he responded to those feelings. This understanding shaped his future in great ways. Through playing the sport he loved, David began to feel a sense of belonging. Football gave him confidence. He became a leader among his teammates in school and at the club. Even when things were not perfect, his determination made him shine. David embraced the future with hope and passion. He believed he could make his dream come true, and with each step, he prepared himself for the exciting journey ahead. David Beckham was just a boy with a dream, but he was ready to chase that dream with all his heart. His story teaches us that even in tough times, we can grow, learn, and reach for our goals. As David Beckham continued his football journey, he faced a significant turning point that changed him. While playing for Manchester United as a young player, David experienced a pivotal moment that led to his emotional growth. He was excited to represent such a famous club, but the pressure was intense. Fans and media had high expectations. One day, during an important match, David missed a crucial penalty kick. The ball flew high above the goal, and his heart sank. In that moment, he felt the weight of disappointment not just in himself, but in his teammates and fans. This was a significant event that shook his confidence. After that game, David found it hard to deal with his feelings. Many people criticized his performance, and some even said he was not good enough. Hearing negative comments was painful. For a few days, he felt lost and discouraged. However, amidst this struggle, a powerful realization hit him. David understood that it was okay to feel bad, and that every athlete faces setbacks. This understanding marked a moment of self-discovery for him. Instead of allowing the criticism to break him down, he decided to learn from it. This was the start of developing his emotional intelligence. David began to focus on how to regulate his emotions better. He reached out to his friends, coaches, and family for support. They reminded him of his past successes and how hard he had worked to get where he was. They told him that failure is a step to success. With their help, he started to accept his mistakes. He began to see that pressure and disappointment could be part of his journey. Instead of fearing these emotions, he learned to accept and use them to fuel his determination. As he trained, David adopted new mindsets. He worked hard every day and reminded himself that nothing worth achieving comes easy. He wanted to be a better player in person. Each missed shot turned into an opportunity to improve. This growing awareness made him stronger. Instead of feeling ashamed, he grew fierce determination. He started to use emotional challenges to build his character. Here was a young man learning not just how to play football, but how to face life with courage and hope. However, the pressure did not ease. As David's career progressed, he faced new challenges. He found himself in high-stakes games where emotions ran high. The excitement was thrilling but stressful. Fans shouted and cheered, but silence also fell when things went wrong. It was tough to manage these feelings during the game. In one particular match, his team was losing, and if they did not win, it would mean losing the championship for the whole season. David could hear the doubts creeping in, but he remembered everything he had learned. Holding back his anxieties, David focused on what he could control. He took a deep breath and talked to his teammates on the field, encouraging them to remain strong. This connection helped him understand that leadership is not about being perfect. It is knowing how to lift others, too. He managed relationships and expectations by communicating openly and honestly with everyone around him. Through each experience, David turned challenges into opportunities. He wanted to inspire other players with his actions. His mindset began to shine, reflecting how far he had come. Then, he finally realized that he had the power to transform not only his emotions, but also the atmosphere around him. This recognition became a key part of his journey, teaching him that with the right mindset, resilience grows. David Beckham was not only learning to play better, but also becoming a strong leader in every way. As David Beckham grew as a player, he was determined to improve not just his skills, but also his emotional intelligence. He understood that to succeed in the high-pressure world of football, he had to be more aware of his feelings and the emotions of those around him. David started practicing mindfulness, a simple way to focus on the present moment. When he felt stress or anxiety before a match, he took a few minutes to breathe deeply and calm his mind. This practice helped him gather his thoughts and focus better during games. Slowly, he learned to control his emotions better, turning nerves into excitement. With each match, David also became more aware of how his behavior affected his teammates. He watched how his words and actions could boost their spirits or bring them down. If a teammate missed a goal or made a mistake, David made it a point to lift them up with kind words. He understood that everyone faces challenges and that empathy is important. By being supportive, he created a strong bond within the team. This strong bond helped them work better together. David knew that football was a team effort. His growing empathy made him a better player and a leader on and off the field. As the season went on, David also realized the importance of social skills. He began to actively listen to his teammates during discussions. This listening helped him understand their feelings and concerns. With this new skill, he built trust among his team players. When they faced tough matches, they felt they could rely on each other. David's openness and respect helped create a positive atmosphere. He became someone his teammates could talk to, which strengthened their teamwork. Noticing how connected he felt with his teammates inspired him to dig deeper. He started to read books about emotional intelligence and personal growth. Learning about these themes opened David's eyes. He saw how conversations and understanding emotions are vital in any relationship. These lessons not only helped him become a better footballer, but also a better person. One evening, After a tough match that ended in a loss, David decided to have a meeting with the whole team. This was an important moment for him. Instead of focusing on the loss, he guided everyone to share their feelings about the game. It was refreshing to express what they all felt. They talked about their frustrations, but also their hopes for the next game. Listening to each other's experiences brought the team closer together. Broken spirits turned into laughter as they shared stories. It became clear to David that this connection was essential for recovery and comeback. With every practice and game, David strengthened his emotional intelligence. He became less afraid of showing his feelings. The pressure of the public was still heavy, but he learned to handle it with grace. He understood that setbacks are part of life. Each experience, both good and bad, was a learning opportunity. David's journey to improve his emotional skills was not just about football. It was also about healthy relationships and emotional strength. He inspired others to face challenges with hope and positivity. He showed everyone that overcoming difficulties can lead to growth. This deep understanding of himself and others gave him confidence. Amid the noise and the pressure, he was finding ways to shine. David saw emotional intelligence not just as a skill, but as a powerful tool to connect with himself and his team. The path was clear. He was ready to continue growing, both as a player and a person. As the tension in David Beckham's career grew, so did the pressure on him. After an exciting season, the team found itself in a critical match that could define their entire year. This was not just any game, it was the finals of a major tournament. Fans were filled with hope, but David felt the weight of their expectations. He had worked hard, but deep inside, he felt a storm of emotions brewing. As he warmed up on the pitch, an unexpected moment threatened to shatter his confidence. Just before the match began, David learned that his mother had been taken to the hospital. She fell ill suddenly, and the news hit him like a truck. The focus he needed to play his best was slipping away. He struggled to think about the game while worrying about his family. David knew he had to stay strong but felt torn apart inside. This emotional challenge was the largest he had ever faced. The idea of letting his fans, teammates, and family down felt overwhelming. Standing there on the field, David realized he had a choice to make. He could either let his fears control him, or he could channel his worry into his game. Deep breaths helped him push aside the anxiety swarming inside him. He remembered all the lessons he had learned about emotional resilience and self-regulation. To keep from collapsing under the pressure, he decided to focus his energy on what he could control. David reminded himself of his mother's strength. She had always taught him to push through hard times. When the whistle blew, the game began with an electric atmosphere. As David raced across the field, every tackle and every pass took all his energy and focus. There were moments when he almost sank into doubt, but each time, he spoke kind words to himself. He repeated his mantra, "Believe in yourself." The game became a place for him to honor his mother and his dreams. With every move, he felt connected to her spirit. But then, the main challenge struck. Midway through the match, David had an opportunity to score a vital goal. This moment was his chance to shine, but fear crept in. Would he fail again? What if he missed? The memory of his past struggles rushed back, but he quickly turned these thoughts away. He pictured his mother's smile and heard her encouraging words in his mind. He knew he had a choice: step up or shrink back. With determination in his heart and an intense focus, David took a deep breath and positioned himself. The other players on the field focused on him, their hopes resting on his shoulders. This was his moment to rise above. He decided to take the shot. The ball left his foot with power and precision. As it soared towards the goal, time seemed to freeze. Every heartbeat echoed in his mind. At that moment, David had an important realization. Whatever the outcome, he had grown dramatically through this experience. By pushing through his feelings and fears, he faced a crucial turning point. The lessons he learned about emotional intelligence were tested right there on the field. He felt empowered, regardless of what happened next. Scoring was not just about points. It was about believing in himself and not letting his emotions control him. David showed himself that he was capable of great things, even under the most demanding circumstances. The climax of this critical match would shape not just his career, but the person he would continue to become. As David Beckham watched the ball soar toward the goal, a mix of anxiety and hope filled his mind. When the ball met the net with a swift whoosh, the stadium erupted in cheers. In that instant, David felt all the pressure lift off his shoulders. Scoring the goal was not just a triumph. It represented more than points on a scoreboard. It was a powerful moment where he proved to himself that he could rise above challenges through his emotional intelligence. As the crowd celebrated, David glanced at his teammates. Their expressions shifted from worry to joy. He realized that his goal did not just impact his performance. It ignited a renewed spirit in the entire team. With his success, they grew more confident. They rallied around him, motivated by his determination. In this powerful moment, David embodied resilience. He learned that emotional strength comes not just from personal achievement, but from lifting others as well. Throughout the match, he could see how his emotions influenced those around him. In the moments leading up to the goal, David encouraged his fellow players. He shared words of support and focused on their strengths. With each pass, he reminded them of their abilities and how they could overcome their fear. His actions inspired them, making them believe they were capable of greatness too. This bond on the field was a reflection of the emotional connection they had built together during the season. As the game progressed, David continued to channel his emotional intelligence. During a break in play, he noticed one of his teammates, a young player who appeared shaken after making a mistake. Instead of criticizing him for the error, David approached him and said, "Don't worry. We all make mistakes. Just keep your head up and play your game." This gesture of empathy was powerful. The young player nodded, his confidence returning as he took David's words to heart. With mere words, David demonstrated how self-control and compassion could foster a stronger team. The remainder of the match built on this support. David felt a new wave of energy. As a unit, the team played fluidly, with everyone trusting one another. They not only aimed to win, but also sought to uplift each other. By leading through example, David realized that his influence reached far beyond the individual. It transformed the mindset of the whole group. Facing the press after the match brought about more pressure. Journalists questioned the team's past failures, but David stood confidently at the podium. Showing emotional strength under scrutiny became essential. Expressing gratitude for his teammates and remembering his mother reminded him why they played. He spoke clearly about the lessons learned, the importance of resilience, and the power of unity. This time, he felt equipped for the spotlight. David's vulnerable honesty inspired many. Fans and fellow athletes connected with his journey. Through sharing both his success and struggles, he inspired others to embrace their own challenges. He showed them that emotions could help fuel strength rather than weaken resolve. In this climax, David Beckham discovered that emotional intelligence played a key role in his journey. It shaped him into a leader and a source of inspiration. By demonstrating resilience and empathy, he showed his teammates and the world the true power of emotional connection. Not only did he elevate his game, but he also transformed his career in life, proving that facing challenges with EQ is a path to greatness. David learned that real success comes when we focus on uplifting one another, creating a legacy of strength and unity. David Beckham had always dreamed of becoming a successful footballer. From childhood, he watched legends play and felt a deep connection to the sport. However, his journey was not easy. At every stage, he faced limitations and setbacks that could have stopped him. There were times when it seemed like his dreams might slip away. During his early days, when he played for Manchester United, he faced fierce competition. Other players were often stronger or faster. Doubt crept into his mind, especially after he was dropped from the team for a time. It was a painful experience that shook his confidence. Many questioned his ability, and he felt the sadness of disappointment. It was hard to see a clear path forward. He could have given in to negativity, but that is when determination rose within him. Instead of allowing failure to define him, David decided to fight back. He wanted more than anything to prove himself and live out his dream. He used the feelings of despair to fuel his desire for improvement. With each disappointment, he promised himself to work harder. He dedicated hours to practice, often staying after everyone else had left. His hopes began to shift from despair to determination. David remembered the importance of setting goals. He wrote them down and made a plan. Each training session focused not just on his skills, but also on enhancing his emotional strength. He understood that the mind plays a huge part in success. With every practice, he visualized himself succeeding on the field. This mindset became a tool, helping him control his feelings and push forward. He learned to turn criticism into motivation rather than a reason to quit. One significant moment came when he was given another chance to play for his team. The moment was filled with pressure, but David's heart was ready. He had worked hard, and he would not waste this opportunity. Remembering the dreams from his childhood, he stepped onto the field with renewed vigor. The fans cheered for him, and he felt their energy. When the referee blew the whistle, everything around him faded. In that instant, all he thought about was his determination and the pride he wanted to show. He played with passion, filled with every ounce of energy and focus. The match became a turning point. It was more than just football. It was about proving to himself that limiting beliefs could be overcome. He made decisive plays, assisted his teammates, and channeled everything he had learned through his setbacks. With each play, the hope inside him burned brighter. David's journey taught him that everyone faces challenges, but it is how we respond that matters most. He inspired his teammates by showing them that every failure could lead to growth. They began to rise together, fueled by a shared purpose. That match showed David Beckham that the essence of true greatness lies in resilience and hope. The despair he once felt was now replaced with belief. He was not just fighting for his goals, he was doing it for everyone who believed in him, especially for the dream that had lived within his heart. Through his experiences, David proved that limitations are not walls. They can be gateways to greater determination and strength. He became a master of turning challenges into triumphs. The journey was long, but every step added to his belief. David learned that sometimes a setback is only the start of a new and inspiring chapter. His story reminds us all that pushing forward through doubts and fears can lead to incredible achievements. After the peak moment in his career, David Beckham took time to reflect on everything that had happened. Scoring that crucial goal and playing well had made him feel powerful. As he looked back, he realized that overcoming challenges wasn't just about the games. It was about the growth he had gone through as a person. Each setback had taught him valuable lessons that went far beyond football. In the days following the match, David spent time thinking about how he had handled pressure. He remembered moments of doubt and how he transformed them into determination. This reflection was a key part of his emotional growth. He noted that emotional intelligence helped him see his own feelings and those of others clearly. David realized that to improve further, he needed to continue working on his emotional well-being. He made a plan to practice mindfulness regularly, to keep himself grounded during tough times. He began to spend more time with his family and friends. They had always supported him, and now it was his turn to give back. David made a point of sharing his experiences and lessons with younger players at his club. He understood their struggles. When he saw them feeling down or unsure during practice, he would reach out. By encouraging them to speak about their challenges, he created a space for emotional expression. His goal was to empower them, just as he had learned to empower himself. David's influence extended beyond the field. He took part in community events, focusing on helping kids understand the importance of resilience and emotional health. He spoke about his journey, reminding them that failures are part of growth. He wanted every child to feel the strength to pursue their dreams despite difficulties. Seeing their faces light up as they connected with his story was rewarding for David. He thrived on being a role model and knew that sharing his experiences could help others. Through these actions, David continued to evolve. He became more confident in his emotional strength. He recognized that vulnerability is powerful. By opening up and sharing his story, he showed others that it's okay to feel sad and to talk about feelings. This practice helped himself and those around him grow. He also learned the importance of gratitude. Expressing thanks for the support of his teammates, friends, and family became a regular habit for him. As time moved forward, David felt more connected to both his teammates and the community. Emotional intelligence had deepened his relationships. He no longer just played for himself, but for those who supported him. He became a leader, bringing people together through mutual respect and understanding. The joy of seeing those around him succeed became more fulfilling than individual accolades. David realized that his experiences shaped who he was now. The lessons of resilience, empathy, and emotional control stayed with him. He discovered that every experience, even the challenging ones, contributed to his journey. As he stepped onto the field for future matches, he felt a deep sense of purpose. Football was more than a game. It had become a way to connect and inspire others. With every kick of the ball, he carried not just his dreams, but also the dreams of those he had touched. David Beckham had come a long way, and through his growth, he showed us all that we could rise above challenges and make a difference in the lives of others. His journey taught him that by helping others grow emotionally, he continued to grow himself. It was a beautiful circle of support and strength, and it filled him with joy every day. As time passed, David Beckham grew into a powerful figure, not just on the field but also off it. He learned to use emotional intelligence to empower himself and others in a remarkable way. With every challenge he faced, he adopted a positive mindset focused on growth. He realized that having such an outlook helped him and those around him succeed even more. David began to notice how his words and actions directly influenced his teammates. He made a conscious effort to encourage them to embrace challenges. Instead of fearing failure, he told them to view it as a stepping stone. He shared his own experiences of setbacks and how they taught him resilience. By being open about his struggles, David inspired those around him to confront their fears head-on. They saw that it was okay to make mistakes. They learned that every loss was a lesson, an opportunity for growth. David also emphasized the importance of teamwork. He often said, "Together, we are stronger." He encouraged his teammates to support one another. Whenever someone felt low, David would often take them aside and remind them of their strengths. He created an environment where positive reinforcement thrived. It became routine for teammates to motivate each other both on and off the field. It was beautiful to witness the transformation as they began to motivate each other like never before. This new culture of encouragement impacted everyone. Players began to approach their games differently. The fear of making mistakes faded. Instead, there was a sense of excitement and discovery. David watched as his team grew more united. They learned to bond through shared experiences, celebrating not just victories, but the process of improvement. In team meetings, David inspired others to set personal goals. He asked each member to think about what they wanted to achieve. Then, they worked together to make those goals happen. Having specific targets encouraged everyone to strive for personal bests. David shared his vision of growth, and it lit a fire in their hearts. As David continued to nurture this growth mindset, he also turned his attention to the community. He wanted to empower kids to explore their dreams. He organized workshops where he could discuss the importance of emotional intelligence. He taught them about self-control, resilience, and the ability to empathize. His passion was clear, and the kids felt inspired by his journey. Many told him that they wanted to be just like him, people who face challenges bravely. By showing the next generation how to navigate emotions and support each other, David created a ripple effect. He understood that every child is capable of greatness. When they learn to harness their emotions, it opens doors to incredible possibilities. His impact went beyond the football pitch. He planted seeds of inspiration that would grow for years to come. David Beckham had not only transformed himself through emotional intelligence, but had empowered a whole community. The urgency to learn these values became clearer with each story he shared. The gains of emotional growth were enriching, not just for him, but for all. David discovered the joy of connecting deeply with others. His heart swelled with pride to see how many were willing to embrace change. In every goal celebrated and every young person inspired, David saw the power of emotional intelligence shine brightly. The message was strong: embrace your challenges, support each other, and growth will surely follow. The legacy he built was not just about winning games, but about creating a world full of compassion, resilience, and unity. He had become a source of empowerment and light for so many, blazing a path of possibility and hope. As David Beckham continued to inspire those around him, his own journey toward meaningful success became even clearer. He was no stranger to challenges and limitations. There were many moments when he doubted if he could achieve his dreams. From the beginning, becoming a world-class football player seemed like a daunting task. He faced criticism and injuries, but each setback only fueled his desire to keep pushing forward. Now, as he reflected on his growth, David felt deeply grateful. The journey had strengthened his character and prepared him for the future. He realized that every obstacle he faced had taught him something valuable. When he first started playing, he struggled to handle pressure. Each time he lost a game, he felt the weight of failure. But through hard work and honest reflection, he turned that pain into power. To solidify his growth, David decided to take specific actions that would not only benefit himself but also others. First, he committed to staying connected to the community. He reached out to local schools, offering to run football workshops for children. This allowed him to share his skills and lessons learned over the years. His goal was to show kids that limitations do not define them. During these workshops, David encouraged everyone to discuss their dreams. He invited them to express their fears and concerns, just as he had once done. Simple exercises helped them visualize their goals. He would say, "Imagine where you want to be in 5 years. What steps can you take today?" This approach was designed to empower them to create their own paths. David inspired the kids to believe in the importance of setting small, manageable goals. He shared his story about training hard and believing in himself despite failures. With each passing session, he saw the confidence grow within them. It motivated him to continue pushing through any of his own doubts. Knowing that he was planting seeds for future successes filled David with warmth. As he worked with the kids, he emphasized the necessity of resilience. He taught them that every champion faces challenges. He shared his mantra: "It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up." This message resonated with the children, igniting their spirits. Many began to see their struggles as paths to personal growth, just as David had. Alongside these workshops, David also took time for himself. He picked up books on emotional intelligence and personal development. He searched for more strategies to enhance both his own life and those he inspired. Journaling became a new habit for him, and he encouraged his young students to do the same. Writing down thoughts and ambitions helped them focus on their dreams. David showed them how to appreciate every step of their journey. Celebrating small victories, whether it was improving a particular skill or achieving a personal goal, became essential. He suggested they reflect on their progress each week. This practice kept their growth fresh in their minds and motivated them to continue their work. With these actions, David reinforced the bond between himself and his community. Every interaction reminded him that sharing his journey was as meaningful for him as it was for those he inspired. He discovered that true fulfillment comes not only from achieving personal dreams, but also from supporting others and reaching theirs. His efforts formed a powerful legacy. By moving on a clear path and empowering the next generation, David Beckham became more than just a famous footballer. He became a beacon of hope, proving that with a dedicated mindset and shared support, anyone could turn their dreams into reality. This understanding prepared him and those around him to embrace a future filled with endless possibilities. Today, David Beckham stands as a symbol of not just sporting excellence, but also personal growth. His journey has shaped his life in ways he never imagined. After a successful career as a football player, David is focused on empowering others. He continues to work hard, not just for himself, but for the community as well. The experiences that once challenged him now drive his passion to inspire future generations. David currently runs a charity that encourages young people to pursue their dreams through sports and education. He believes that through sports, children can learn essential life skills. His charity offers training camps and workshops, focusing on emotional and physical development. Each event is filled with positive energy, where kids not only learn how to play football, but also gain confidence in themselves. David is hands-on, often attending these camps and sharing his story with the children. He wants them to know that they can overcome obstacles, just as he did. Beyond the football field, he has ventured into business. David has launched a line of sportswear and accessories aimed at promoting healthy living and activity among young people. He hopes to inspire kids to stay active and healthy while developing a healthy mindset. His brand focuses on positivity and encourages everyone to dream big. This way, David can continue spreading his message of resilience and determination. The emotional intelligence he developed during his career now plays a crucial role in his leadership. David shows both empathy and social awareness in every project he takes on. Being in the public eye, he understands the importance of managing emotions, not just his own, but also of those around him. He uses what he has learned to connect deeply with fans and young athletes. People see him not just as a celebrity, but as a friend they can trust. Through public speaking, David shares the lessons he learned on his road to success. He talks about the importance of having a positive mindset and how to handle setbacks. His story inspires many, showing them that triumph can come after struggle. As he speaks, listeners feel encouraged to reach for their dreams. David reminds everyone that it is okay to fail sometimes. The key is to learn and keep going. David's personal journey has shaped his family life as well. He is a devoted father and husband. He includes his children in many of his charity events. By doing this, he teaches them the values of hard work, empathy, and giving back. His family shares in his passion for sports and social causes, creating strong bonds through shared goals. As he continues his journey, David Beckham is a living example of what it means to transform life's difficulties into opportunities. His story resonates with many people around the world. With each new project and every child he inspires, he makes a lasting impact. David's life serves as a reminder that everyone has the power to change their story, to rise above challenges, and to reach incredible heights. The future is bright for David Beckham, and through his work, he shows that together we can create a world filled with hope and empowerment. As he pursues new paths, he remains committed to helping others recognize their potential. His journey of growth continues, and with each step, he encourages us all to find our voices and chase our dreams with confidence. David Beckham's journey has become a powerful story of resilience, growth, and impact. Through his experiences in football, he learned valuable lessons that go far beyond the game. One of the key lessons is that failure does not define us. Instead, how we respond to challenges is what shapes our character. David often tells young athletes that everyone faces difficulties, but it is important to keep trying. He inspires them to turn setbacks into stepping stones for success. His story encourages others to embrace their emotions. David knows that feeling afraid or uncertain is normal, but he believes in the power of courage and determination. He shares his belief that when you face your fears and push through them, you can discover your true potential. By openly talking about his own struggles, he shows others that it is okay to be vulnerable. This transparency has helped many fans connect with him on a deeper level. The impact of David's journey extends beyond football. He motivates countless young people to pursue their dreams. By supporting arts, education, and sports, he emphasizes the importance of community involvement. His charity work helps those in need, reminding us that giving back to society is essential. David teaches that we all have the ability to help others and make a difference, no matter how small. David's legacy is also about teamwork and unity. He has shown how working together can lead to greatness. He believes in the strength of collaboration, and by fostering a spirit of teamwork among young players, he encourages them to support one another. This lesson is valuable in every aspect of life, whether in sports, school, or work. Lifting each other up creates a stronger foundation for everyone. Moreover, David's story promotes the idea of lifelong learning and personal growth. He constantly seeks to better himself, showing that no matter how successful you become, there is always room for improvement. As he continues to engage in personal development, he inspires others to do the same. Readers can see that investing in themselves physically, emotionally, and mentally leads to fulfilling lives. Passion is another core value in David's life. He shows that love for what you do brings joy, fulfillment, and motivation. With every goal he set, whether on or off the field, David has inspired followers to chase their passions relentlessly. His dedication encourages people to find what makes them happy and pursue it with all their heart. As readers reflect on David Beckham's experiences and lessons, they gain tools to apply in their own lives. His journey serves as a roadmap for anyone longing to make a change or reach a dream. The message is clear: keep believing in yourself, support others in their journeys, and always seek growth. David's legacy reaches beyond his accolades in football. It's about the hope he gives to others, reminding them that they can create their own stories. The essence of his journey reminds us all that even in the face of challenges, we can rise, thrive, and leave a mark on the world. In every young person inspired by his message is the potential for a brighter future. Each person carries the lessons learned from David forward, ensuring his impact continues for generations to come. His story is not just about a famous athlete, but about the heart and spirit of those who dare to dream.